From what has been said above, it is clear that the ministers of the Church assume a certain power in the reception of the divine order to administer the sacraments to the faithful. Now that which is acquired by consecration to a thing remains in it forever. Hence nothing that is consecrated again. The power of order, therefore, remains perpetually in the ministers of the Church. Therefore, it is not taken away by sin. Ecclesiastical sacraments may therefore also be conferred by sinners and evildoers, provided they have order. Again, he can do nothing in that which exceeds his ability unless he receives power from another. This is evident both in natural and civil things, for water cannot heat unless it receives the power of heating from fire. Nor can a bailiff control the citizens unless he receives authority from the king. But those things which are done in the sacraments exceed human capacity, as is clear from the foregoing. Therefore, no one can administer the sacraments, no matter how good he may be, unless he receives the power to administer. And sin is opposed to man's goodness by malice. Therefore, he who has received power through sin is not prevented from administering the sacraments. Still, a man is called good or bad according to virtue or vice, which are certain habits. But habit differs from power in this, that by means of power we are able to do something, but by habit we are not rendered powerful or impotent to do anything, but capable or incapable of doing what we can do well or badly. By habit, then, it is neither given nor taken away that we can do anything, but we acquire this by habit, so that we do something well or badly. Therefore, it is not from the fact that a person is good or bad that he is able or unable to administer the sacraments, but whether he is fit or not fit to administer well. Further, what he does in the power of another, the sufferer does not liken to himself, but to the principal agent. For the house is not likened to the instruments which the artist uses, but to the art itself. But the ministers of the Church in the sacraments do not act in their own power, but in the power of Christ, of whom it is said in John 1:33, "This is he who baptizes." Hence, ministers are said to act like an instrument. For a minister is like an animated instrument. Therefore, the malice of the ministers does not prevent the faithful from obtaining salvation from Christ through the sacraments. In addition, a man cannot judge of the goodness or malice of another man, for it is God alone who searches the hidden things of the heart. If therefore the malice of the minister could hinder the effect of the sacrament, a man could not have a certain confidence of his salvation, nor would his conscience remain free from sin. It also seems inappropriate for anyone to place the hope of his salvation in the goodness of a pure man, for it is called Jeremiah 17:5, "Cursed is the man who trusts in man." But if a man did not hope to obtain salvation through the sacraments, unless they were dispensed by a good minister, it would seem to place the hope of his salvation in a certain way in man, so that we may place our hope of salvation in Christ, who is God and man. We must confess that the sacraments are salutary by the power of Christ, whether they are administered by good or bad ministers. This is also evident from the fact that the Lord teaches us to obey even evil leaders, whose works, however, are not to be imitated. For Matthew 23:2 says, "The scribes and the Pharisees sat on Moses' seat. Therefore observe and do what they have told you, but do not do according to their works. But some are much more to be obeyed because they receive the service of Christ than because of the seat of Moses. Therefore, even bad ministers must be obeyed. This would not be unless the power of order remained in them, for which reason they are obeyed. Therefore, they have the power to administer the sacraments, even for evil. By this means, the error of some who say that all the good can administer the sacraments, and none the bad is excluded.